And we're back, bitches. I know I'm a little bit late, but that is okay. I'm going to be off script. I gotta talk about this movie. Obsession follows Bear, a shy and awkward employee who uses a magical artifact to make his crush Nikki fall in love with him. We find out what goes wrong in Obsession. The wish gone wrong premise almost sounds a little bit played out by now, and as a horror, we've seen similar things done before and to mostly cheesy effect, so this could have gone either way. And you know, with a plot like this, I almost hesitate to tell people what I'm going to see. You know, a guy making a wish to get his dream girlfriend. It easily could have been some gross fantasy situation like, look how crazy loving my girlfriend is, how scary is that? But I'm glad to say it's nuanced enough and handles the commentary aspects with gentle care, knowing how touchy it could be. It understands the absurdity of that premise and has so much fun with it. What's shocking though is how comedically self-aware it is. I don't want to give the fun away, but I was pleasantly surprised to find myself smiling just as much as I was sweating and pulling my face at the unsettling moments. In fact, it's deeply unsettling and upsetting in many ways, with horror playing so close to reality and relationships being a large part of its success. Like, I see a lot of people almost relating to the characters in the film. It's almost frustrating because Bear clearly has a chance, but he's just too cowardly, or maybe he's too insecure to ask her out. For this being a Blumhouse flick, it thankfully read more as an early A24 property. From how it's shot, written, and cut, you'd be forgiven for thinking this was an indie joint, especially with such a low budget of $700,000. That actually adds layers of charm through the practical effects and the realism brought to even the sets. What struck me most though was the lighting. The picture is littered with shadows in almost every scene, and as a viewer, you're kind of trained to stay glued to them, wondering if there's something hidden, which just piqued suspense in the darker scenes and kept you glued to the corners. Overall, the presentation is pretty nuanced and super fucking clever. The score also plays really well into that feeling of something's creepily off here. It's very off-putting, upsetting, and somehow beautiful at the same time. There's this uncanny feeling throughout the movie where something is deeply wrong, and the director's having the most fun he can unnerving you, and he's clearly not afraid to take it to some extremes, establishing some pretty wide boundaries and raising the stakes throughout, which added a surprising layer of dramatic weight. Like, when you think you've settled into what the movie is, it just takes a turn, and we're shown that shit can get sinister. There's even a tasteful bit of gore and some body horror. Like, the film isn't afraid to show and make you feel how truly awful the situation must be. The strongest suit though was absolutely no doubt the performances. And it's a shame that the Academy fails to recognize horror as often as it does, because I think it'd be really great if we saw a nomination for Indy Navarrete portraying Nikki in the film, with a truly talented, multi-layered act that keeps you watching. Naturally, the film kind of centers on her performance, which is getting praised to heavens, and obviously for good reason, but thankfully everyone else is perfectly cast and works well in universe with the tone. Yeah, even you, Andy Richter.
I need a woman. Well, the bartender says, hell, there ain't no women in this town. If you want to do any of that business, all we got is Andy Richter, the Swedish German.
Now, I'm not all that familiar with director Curry Barker's previous work, and when YouTubers become filmmakers, it's usually hit or miss. Sorry, Shelby Oaks. Sorry, Iron Lung. So I'm all the more happy to say this one landed for me. And it's honestly a miracle that this was made for under $1 million, and now making tenfold its budget, which I think puts the industry in a good place. With a 25-year-old Curry Barker and 20-year-old Kane Parsons with Backrooms, we got a whole new generation's voice in the space, and they seem to be dominating. I'm glad this was a home run, and considering I went 2 weeks after release, the turnout was solid. Like, I don't think I saw a single empty seat. So clearly there's an audience for these newer modes of horror. And being a part of that creative's generation, I'm gonna champion those voices all the more. Like, these are exciting times, man, and I am pumped to see what Mr. Curry Barker cooks up next. As for now, I left shook, satisfied, and happily single. Obsession is a chef's kiss. 9 out of 10. I'm gonna go take a nap now. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be... well, I guess that's Backrooms. Fuck, this will be a power nap, dude. Anyways, see you next week for Backrooms. Deuces.